Okay. In the fourth module, we have first of all discussed about the laser beam machining. Then comes the electron beam machining. Now, this is the ion beam machining. Ion beam machining. So now we'll see how ion beam machining is working, or what is the mechanism involved in the ion beam machining. Okay. Just a minute. Okay. First of all, I will explain the principle. What is working behind the ion beam machining? So here, what we are doing is ion beam machining. This can be done for two cases. That is material addition and also material removal. Removal. So these two processes can be done using ion beam machining. That is material addition. Material addition means suppose you are having a workpiece like this, and we can deposit the materials and form the structure like this. So the end product will look like this. This is material addition. That means we are adding the material towards the workpiece in order to form the final product. In the second case, the usual type, that is from the workpiece, certain portion is being removed. That is a material removal. So material. So what is the difference between ion beam machining from the other? That is, here you can even do the material addition process also. Material addition also possible, and also here, unlike the case of the electron beam machining and all, in electron beam machining and laser, how it is being removed? In the first case, that is a laser beam machining. In that case, the material is being removed by melting the material by the temperature produced by impinging the temperature produced by the focused rays of the laser. In the electron beam machining, what happens is the electron beam is being bombarded to the machine or the material. So what happens is the kinetic energy of the molecules or the atoms, the charged atoms, what happens is it is being converted to thermal energy, and which helps to melt the material. But this is not the case with the ion beam. Here we will see what is happening. Suppose this is the workpiece. This is the workpiece, and the workpiece contains many atoms. So any material is made of atoms. So group of atoms are there. Now what we do is we are bombarding it with the ion, any particular ion, say argon gas. So okay, green color. So this is the argon atom. So we are bombarding it here. So what happens is this particular atom will move into the depth, and it will dislodge these atoms from here. That is, there is a binding energy, particular binding energy between the molecules or the atoms here. There is a binding energy, particular binding energy, which is the energy which helps to hold the material towards each other. And because of that, the workpiece is being created, or it is remaining stable over there. So if the atom or an ion, any other ion is reaching here, particularly some inert ions, because if inert ions are used, then there will be no change in the no chemical change or anything like that. And while it is being bombarded here, what happens is this, if the energy of hitting is more than the binding energy, then what happens is it will help to split the binding or the bonding, and these molecules will displace from the position. So there are two chances. In the first chance, what happens is, if suppose one atom is approaching here, so one atom is approaching here, and while hitting more than one, that is from say 4 to 10 atoms is removed, then we can say ultimately the difference, that is if 10 atoms are moving, then we can say in effect there will be 9 atoms in the workpiece. Yes. So what happens here is the material removal. Here material removal is being done. Now suppose 10 atoms are reaching here. 10 atoms are bombarding the surface with small energy. That is, it is below the binding energy. So what happens is it will not break. So as a result, sometimes one atom will be removed, but 10 atoms are approaching. So in that case, what happens is the addition of the material, or material addition is done. Addition is done. So this is a simple phenomenon or a simple procedure. That is an ion is bombarding with the material. So why we are selecting the ion and not the photon or electron? Because compared to this photon or electron, these are only or the light in weight compared to the what we do, that is the ions. So ions are usually heavy. That's why we are using the ion for bombarding, or this particular machining, that is the ion beam machining. Anyway, in the machining, what we usually do is using the ions. And how we are guiding the ions means we have a chamber, particular chamber like this. Inside that there are many components or parts that we'll see in the experimental setup. Anyway, we are providing some gas, inert gas like argon. So the argon gas will be there. Then what we do is we have the electrode. From there, the electrons are emitting. There is the cathode. And it is being moved to the anode for the workpiece. We are keeping the workpiece here. So what happens is this electron and the argon gas will combine. That is, the argon reacts with the electron, and from that the argon ions are produced. Okay, so this is the ion which is used to impinge the workpiece material. So this is the basic procedure where the ion is being bombarded with the material, and which helps to dislodge the workpiece material, or dislodge the molecules or atoms from the workpiece, mainly in the order we can say 0.1 to 10 atoms. What does it mean? Lodging 0.1 to 10 atoms. 0.1 എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞൊരു ആറ്റം ഉണ്ടോ? ഇല്ല. അപ്പോൾ അത് ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുന്നത് യൂഷ്വലി ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് കമ്പയർഡ് വിത്ത് റെസ്പെക്ട് ടു 1 അയോൺ. ഒരു അയോൺ പോയി ഇടിച്ചു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ 0.1 മൂവ് ചെയ്യുന്നു എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ അതിൻ്റെ അർത്ഥം എന്താണ്? ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് 10 ions. If there is 10 ions are required to move one or dislodge one atom. In that case, what happens is the material addition process. Ini 10 atom എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ എന്തായിരിക്കും? If one ion is impinging, then 10 atoms will be moving. അപ്പോൾ അങ്ങനെ ആ രീതിയിൽ എനിവേ അപ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് ഒരു റേഞ്ച് പറയുന്നുണ്ട്, അതായത് 0.1 to 10 atoms. ഇത്രയും ആണ് യൂഷ്വലി ഡിസ്ലോഡ് ചെയ്യുക യൂസിങ് ദ ion beam machining. So clearly we can say this is only a micro level. That is a machining in the micro level or the atomic level or the fraction of the atom. അതായത് ഒരു ഹാഫ് ആറ്റം സൈസ് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഒരു 3/4 of the atom size. That particular range only the material is being removed. So this can be used for the nano machining or micro machining, and we can say that the material removal rate will be much low in this type of machining or the ion beam machining. So now this is the experimental setup or the components in the ion beam machining. That is, this is the cathode. You can see the cathode and the intermediate electrons, anode aperture, etc. Like the magnetic lens and deflection coils in the EBM, we have anode aperture, extractor, electrostatic lens, etc. in order to focus the ions to the workpiece. So you have to draw the figure or study the figure. Now we'll see what are the main advantages, disadvantages, applications of IBM. First of all, the advantages. We'll see the advantages. What are the advantages? There is advantages. So first one, this can be used for mainly any type of material like conducting or non-conducting. conducting and non-conducting materials. Next, it is mainly used for micro machining and nano machining. That is atomic level or the micro level machining can be possible. Nano and micro machining. Then it can be used for both machining as well as deposition, material addition and also material removal. That is machining and deposition. Machining means usually given term, the term is given to material removal and also material addition or deposition. Now, here there is only low temperature, or this is a low temperature process. So ultimately there is no residual stresses in the material, or it reduces the stress problems. So reduces the stress problems. Then there is no much forces acting, and the machining is whether it is addition or removal, it is applied to only a micro level, and so we can say there is only less force or negligible force acting, so there is no distortion to the workpiece. No distortion to the work. No distortion to the work, so that we can use or the fragile parts or simple delicate work pieces can be machined using the ion beam machining. Then high surface quality. High surface quality. High surface quality because there is no distortion, and also the micro level finishing can be done. And finally, wide range of applications. So it can be used for wide range of applications, not only for the industrial purpose, also for another applications also we can use this, that we'll see later. So these are the main advantages of IBM or in ion beam machining. First of all, it can be used for both conducting and non-conducting materials. Then it can machine, or it can do the nano machining or micro machining. Then it can do machining as well as addition process, that is machining and deposition. Then it reduces the stress problems because only low temperature processing is done. Then no distortion to the workpiece, that is here there is only a limited force or even negligible force is acting on the workpiece, so there is no distortion to the workpiece. Then regarding the surface quality, we are able to achieve a high surface quality, and it can be used for wide range of applications. So these are the main advantages of any ion beam machining. Now we will move to next, that is the disadvantages of IBM. What are the disadvantages? First thing is low MRR. Only the material removal rate is very low. Low MRR, because we know the material removal or addition, both things are happening only in a micro level. So ultimately we can say there is only low material removal rate. And the same thing it is given, that is a very shallow treatment. Very shallow treatment. That is the treatment, whether we have to add the material or we have to remove the material. We can do it only for a small range, that is of the order less than, even less than 1 micrometer. 1 micrometer, less than this value only we can create or machine. And finally, one more, that is the high cost. So this is very delicate operation and requires much amount, or the cost is very high. So these are the main disadvantages. That is, first one is low MRR, material removal rate is lower. Then very shallow treatment, that is only less than 1 micrometer can be possible, even either it is material addition or material removal process. And finally, the cost is very high. Now we'll see what are the applications, different applications of IBM or ion beam machining. First one, it is applied mostly in the micro machining of the electronic components. So micro machining of electronic components. Electronic components, many electronic components. Nowadays we can see miniaturizing of the components. That is, every components are, we can see, like the case of a watch or mobile phone, anything, you can see the miniaturizing, even the SIM card itself. These are all miniature components, and for machining that, we need micro machining or nano machining techniques. And this is one of the best machining in the micro machining process, that is the IBM. Then next is some of the materials that can be etched. So we can call this as a etching process also. So some of the etching or the materials which can be etched, materials which can be etched, includes glass, alumina, quartz crystal, then silica, porcelains, etc., ceramides, oxides, etc. So these types of materials can be etched using IBM. Now, regarding the deposition, we can deposit the materials, like platinum, tungsten, silicon oxide, etc. So that is material removal and also material addition. Material removal can be done in the materials like glass, alumina, quartz crystal, silica, porcelain, etc. Then deposition, regarding the depositing platinum, tungsten, silicon oxide, etc. Now this can be used for nano finishing, that is finishing operation in the nano level. Nano finishing of the high melting point or hard brittle materials. Nano finishing of the high melting point, hard and brittle and brittle materials like ceramics, semiconductors, diamond, etc. So nano finishing of the high melting point hard and brittle materials like ceramics, semiconductors, diamonds, etc. Next, polishing of the single crystal of single crystal. So single crystal, we have already seen the MMSC, material science and metallurgy. So the single crystal for polishing, we can use this technique. And one more, localized milling, another application, localized milling and deposition of conductors and insulators with high precision. So high precision, with high precision, we can use the localized milling and deposition of conductors and insulators. So these are the main applications in some of the applications in the IBM or the ion beam machining. So first one, micro machining of the electronic components, various electronic components, complex electronic components, where micro machining or nano machining is required. Then comes the material removal process. These are the materials which can be removed. That is glass, alumina, quartz crystal, silica, porcelain, etc. And some of the materials which can be used to deposit using this machining method. That is platinum, tungsten, silicon dioxide, silicon oxide, etc. Then it can be used for nano finishing of the high melting point, hard and brittle materials like ceramics, semiconductors, diamond, etc. Then comes the polishing of the single crystal. It can be used for polishing of single crystals. And then finally, we have seen one case, that is localized milling and deposition of conductors and insulators with high precision. So these are the applications of IBM or ion beam machining. Now we will see what are the mechanism of the material removal, and also the process parameters. What are the IBM parameters and factors affecting these parameters? So that we will see in the next class. So this is about your today's class.